15 Most Dangerous Places on Earth. Welcome to Chronicles of the Forgotten, where mystery meets reality. Today, we journey across the globe, through scorching deserts, ghost towns, toxic lakes, and volatile war zones. These are places where danger lurks not just in nature, but in the very air, water, and sometimes, the people. At number 1. Death Valley, USA. Death Valley, located in California, USA, holds the world record for the highest temperature ever recorded on Earth, a blistering 56.7 degrees Celsius, that is 134 degrees Fahrenheit. This scorching heat was officially documented in Furnace Creek in July 1913. The region is infamous not only for its extreme temperatures but also for its harsh and unforgiving landscape. Miles of dry, barren desert stretch endlessly, offering little to no shelter or relief. Rattlesnakes, scorpions, and other desert creatures add to the dangers of this isolated wilderness. A simple car breakdown or running out of water can quickly escalate into a life-threatening situation. Despite these risks, Death Valley still attracts adventurous tourists and extreme weather enthusiasts. It's a stark reminder of nature's raw power and the importance of preparedness in hostile environments. Number 2. The Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. In the blistering heart of northeastern Ethiopia lies the Danakil Depression, one of Earth's most unearthly places. A searing, toxic wasteland of boiling lava lakes, sulfuric acid pools, and neon-colored salt flats stretches as far as the eye can see. Here, the air is thick with poisonous gases, and the ground itself hisses and bubbles with volcanic fury. Temperatures soar above 50 degrees Celsius, that is 122 degrees Fahrenheit, making it one of the hottest and most inhospitable places on the planet. So extreme is the alien terrain that NASA scientists study it to understand what life might look like on Mars. And yet, against all odds, the Afar people endure, carving out a living from the salt-laden earth. They brave burns, toxic fumes, and scorching heat, not for glory, but for survival and trade. The Danakil Depression is not just a place, it is a living hell that dares the human spirit to endure. Number 3. The Bermuda Triangle. Stretching across the Atlantic Ocean, between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, lies the infamous Bermuda Triangle. A region shrouded in mystery, where ships vanish without a trace and planes disappear from clear skies. Compasses spin wildly, instruments fail, and distress calls are swallowed by silence. Over the decades, dozens of vessels and aircraft have entered and never returned. Some blame sudden rogue waves or violent storms hidden beneath calm waters. Others whisper of magnetic anomalies, time warps, or even alien intervention. Despite scientific explanations, the enigma persists, feeding countless myths and investigations. The Bermuda Triangle remains one of Earth's most baffling and unsettling frontiers. Number 4. Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, Ukraine. Once a thriving Soviet city, Chernobyl now stands frozen in time, a chilling monument to disaster. In April 1986, reactor number 4 exploded, unleashing a radioactive storm across Europe. Thousands fled overnight, leaving behind schools, toys, homes, and a silence that still lingers. Today, the ruins remain eerily intact, but the air carries invisible traces of death. Radiation hotspots can still reach dangerous levels, decades after the blast. Astonishingly, nature has returned, but not unchanged, with mutated wolves, boars, and birds roaming freely. Despite the danger, the site draws scientists, thrill seekers, and ghost hunters from around the world. Chernobyl is no longer just a place, it's a warning etched into the earth itself. Number 5. Snake Island, Brazil. Off the coast of Brazil lies Ilha de Queimada Grande, better known as Snake Island. A place so dangerous, it's been sealed off by the Brazilian Navy to protect both people and the island's deadly inhabitants. Here, lurking in the trees and underbrush, lives the golden lancehead viper, one of the most venomous snakes on Earth. Its bite can melt human flesh, and there's no escape once you're struck. With an estimated 1 snake per square meter, the island is more serpent than soil. Legends speak of fishermen who landed and never returned, their bones found years later, if at all. Scientists are the only visitors allowed, and even they tread carefully through this reptilian hell. Snake Island is not just off-limits, it's a forbidden realm where nature rules with venom. Number 6. Tornado Alley, USA. Carving its way through the heart of the United States is a deadly corridor known as Tornado Alley. Every year, this region witnesses over 1,000 tornadoes, unleashing chaos from Texas to South Dakota. Skies turn black in minutes, and sirens scream as towering funnels touch down with terrifying force. Wind speeds can exceed 300 miles per hour, strong enough to rip homes apart and hurl cars like paper. Entire towns have vanished in the wake of these monstrous storms, leaving only debris and silence. Storm chasers risk their lives to capture the fury, survivors speak of skies that roared like freight trains. Despite advances in forecasting, nature still strikes without mercy in Tornado Alley. It's not a question of if, but when the sky will fall again. Number 7. North Sentinel Island, India. Deep in the Bay of Bengal lies North Sentinel Island, a place shrouded in secrecy and sealed by time. It is home to the Sentinelese, one of the last uncontacted tribes on Earth. Protected by Indian law, the island is strictly off-limits, not just for their safety, but for ours. The Sentinelese reject all contact, meeting outsiders with arrows, spears, and deadly force. Helicopters flying overhead have been driven off by volleys of arrows, even deadly encounters have been recorded. They have lived in isolation for over 60,000 years, untouched by modern civilization. No one knows their language, beliefs, or numbers, and perhaps, no one ever will. North Sentinel Island remains a defiant mystery, a final frontier where the modern world dares not tread. Number 8. Lake Natron, Tanzania. In northern Tanzania lies a lake that seems born from a nightmare, Lake Natron. Its waters shimmer a haunting blood red, colored by salt-loving microorganisms thriving in extreme heat. But beneath the beauty lies danger. The lake's alkaline waters can calcify animals, turning them into stone-like statues. Temperatures soar up to 60 degrees Celsius, and its pH level reaches 10.5, nearly as caustic as household ammonia. Birds that land here often don't fly away, their remains are preserved like eerie sculptures. Despite the harshness, flamingos nest along the shores, adapted to the lake's lethal embrace. To most, however, Natron is a chemical cauldron, unfit for life and deadly to the unprepared. Lake Natron is nature's paradox, breathtaking, surreal, and silently unforgiving. Number 9. Mount Washington, USA. Rising from the White Mountains of New Hampshire, Mount Washington is deceptively beautiful and deadly. Known for its ferocious weather, it once held the record for the fastest wind ever recorded on land, 231 miles per hour. Wind chills can plummet to 73 degrees Celsius, turning breath to ice and skin numb in seconds. Weather can shift without warning, trapping hikers in a frozen whiteout within minutes. Even in summer, conditions can mimic Arctic storms, catching the unprepared fatally off guard. Rescue crews often battle hurricane-force winds and zero visibility to reach stranded adventurers. Its summit weather station stands as a sentinel, monitoring Earth's most volatile conditions. Mount Washington is not just a mountain, it's a battleground between man and nature. Number 10. Mogadishu, Somalia. Once a thriving coastal jewel, Mogadishu now struggles under the weight of relentless violence and chaos. Insurgent groups, including Al-Shabaab, carry out frequent attacks, keeping the city in a state of fear. Political instability and weak governance have left the city vulnerable to lawlessness and corruption. Piracy along the nearby coastline further tarnishes Mogadishu's reputation, deterring trade and tourism. Foreign nationals and journalists face extreme risks, including kidnapping and targeted violence. Despite efforts to rebuild, the city remains one of the most dangerous in the world. The scars of civil war and ongoing conflict are visible in its ruined buildings and fractured society. Yet, amid the turmoil, resilient locals strive to reclaim their city's lost glory. Number 11. The Eiger, Switzerland. Nicknamed the Ogre, the Eiger's notorious north face has claimed over 60 lives since the first attempts to conquer it. Extreme cold, howling winds, and sudden storms create deadly conditions for even the most experienced climbers. Towering sheets of ice break loose without warning, sending deadly avalanches cascading down the mountain. The sheer vertical rock, with sections like the Hinterstoisser Traverse, demands flawless technical skill and nerves of steel. Many climbers have perished in the infamous death bivouac, a freezing, exposed ledge with no escape. Despite modern gear, the Eiger remains one of the world's most treacherous climbs, testing human endurance to its limits. Its dark history includes tragic tales like the 1936 disaster, where 4 climbers froze to death in a brutal storm. Yet, the mountain's deadly allure continues to draw adventurers willing to gamble with their lives for glory. Number 12. Oymyakon, Russia, the coldest inhabited place on Earth. Deep in the Siberian wilderness lies Oymyakon, Earth's coldest permanently inhabited settlement. In 1933, temperatures dropped to -67.7 degrees Celsius, that is -89.9 degrees Fahrenheit, a record still unbeaten. Winters are so brutal that even boiling water thrown in the air instantly turns to ice. Vehicles run 24/7, turn them off, and they may never start again. Pens stop working, batteries die quickly, and metal sticks to skin. The ground is permafrost, solid ice, making plumbing systems nearly impossible. Farming is out of the question, so locals rely on meat-heavy diets like horse and reindeer. School only closes if it's colder than -52 degrees Celsius, and that's considered normal. Despite the frozen extremes, around 500 people continue to live, work, and raise families here. Oymyakon isn't just cold, it redefines what it means to survive. Now at number 13. Atacama Desert, Chile. Known as the driest place on Earth, some regions of the Atacama have not recorded rainfall in over 400 years, making it even more arid than the Sahara. Bone-dry salt flats, jagged rock formations, and endless dunes stretch for miles under a relentless sun, with UV radiation levels that can burn exposed skin within minutes. The soil is so lifeless that NASA uses it to test Mars rovers, as its conditions mimic the barren surface of the red planet. Few plants or animals survive here, only extremophiles, like hardy lichens and microscopic bacteria, cling to existence in the parched ground. Despite its lethality, the desert draws adventurers and astronomers, its clear skies offering unmatched views of the cosmos from high-altitude observatories. Survival here demands extreme preparation. Without water, a person could perish in hours under the scorching, merciless expanse. Number 14. Skeleton Coast, Namibia. Dubbed the land god made in anger, this desolate stretch of shoreline is littered with the bleached bones of whales and the rusted skeletons of ships torn apart by the roaring Atlantic surf. Thick, ghostly fog rolls in without warning, swallowing the coastline and disorienting anyone daring enough to venture inland. The brutal desert offers no fresh water, with scorching days and freezing nights that push the human body to its breaking point. Danger lurks in the dunes, desert-adapted lions and hyenas patrol the sands, preying on the few creatures that survive this wasteland. Even escape is perilous. Quicksand like salt pans and endless, shifting sands make navigation a deadly gamble. Few who enter this cursed coast leave alive, earning its reputation as one of Earth's most unforgiving places. Number 15. Lake Nyos, Cameroon. Beneath its tranquil blue surface, this volcanic crater lake conceals a lethal reservoir of dissolved carbon dioxide, trapped by the weight of deep water. In 1986, a sudden disturbance, possibly a landslide, triggered a limnic eruption, releasing a suffocating CO2 cloud heavier than air, which rolled silently into nearby villages. Over 1,700 people and countless animals perished in their sleep, their lungs starved of oxygen by the invisible, odorless gas. The disaster left eerie scenes of untouched homes, livestock, and even insects dead where they stood, a landscape frozen in silent horror. Today, scientists monitor the lake closely, using pipes to slowly vent CO2 and prevent another catastrophe. Yet, the threat remains. Lake Nyos is a ticking time bomb, one of only 3 lakes on Earth capable of such a deadly natural disaster. From hostile terrains to man-made disasters, Earth is filled with places where danger rules supreme. But these places also remind us of the planet's raw power and our vulnerability. Have you visited any of these places? Or do you know others just as dangerous? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more untold stories and hidden truths from around the world.